Facility where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com or ring us 860-383-4750.
Make a dish. Don't just wish for a winning meal. Make it dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish. Make it dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and here's why. Selection. We have the area's largest inventory of off-lease, one-owner vehicles of all makes and models. You name it, we got it, or I'll get it for you at no additional charge. Quality. Each vehicle goes through a rigorous 120-point safety and quality check. Nothing leaves the lot without my personal approval. Convenience. We have financing sources for almost any situation. We offer on-site registration processing, and we have maintenance programs for years of stress-free ownership. And now open for all your maintenance needs. Our full-service repair facility where oil changes start at just $19.99. Call today for your appointment or just stop by. So save thousands and deal with the dishes. Route 32, North Franklin. Or check us out online at dishfranklin.com or ring us 860-383-4750.
Don't just wish. Make a dish.
News and information. Griswold, Jewett City, Plainfield.
SNSN.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul Lash in the morning and 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
Like they always say things that aren't stupid usually. And when they are stupid, it's funny.
Johnny Knuckles.
That's funny.
You don't want to be Johnny Knuckles anymore?
Oh, I think it's funny. I mean,
It's hilarious. Johnny Knuckles, everybody! Rocking the house.
You know, after we talked yesterday, I went and watched old Johnny Carson clips.
Oh my God.
They were cracking me up.
Why? Why Johnny
Still
Carson?
now, it's funny.
What did we talk about that made you think of Johnny Carson?
We had said something about the Tonight Show and Doc Severinsen and how it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was very brief, too.
Yeah. So I went and looked up some clips with just specifically those guys in it.
And was it good?
Even now, it's hysterical.
Did you watch like any Ed McMahon kind of, Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes? No.
Super bloopers and practical jokes with Dick Clark.
Oh my God. I always thought Dick Clark was really bland. But I think it's because when he was 105, he looked 13.
Right. But then once he fell off the cliff, he fell quick.
Yeah, he did. He did. And that's what's going to happen to, what's his name? Ryan Seacrest.
Right.
Watch it, Ryan Seacrest. Yeah, age is coming for you.
But he's got like $5 billion. He's been like the executive producer of like every show in the last 20 years.
I think so. Good morning, Shayna. Good morning, Sarah. I always feel like, you remember that show? I don't know if they had this down in Texas, Romper Room.
I remember Romper Room. Yep.
Where the lady, at the end of the show would look through her magic mirror and say, I see Johnny. I see Mikey. I see Freddie. And she didn't see anybody. She saw a freaking camera in front of her. That's what she saw.
She saw Fred, Henry in her romper.
and the people that were the censors. They had censors back then because you didn't want the Romper Room lady dropping F-bombs.
No, that would be bad. Like you need that because let's say you're watching Sprout with your young one, and the girl that sings the lullaby at the end. Yeah, she just loses it one night.
You son of a!
I'm sick of this. Stupid puppets.
Stupid puppets. Okay, what about Mr. Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo actually met Captain Kangaroo on Subbase.
Bob Keesham.
Yeah.
He's
he
dead.
was. Yes. He was there. Oh, what was that? Subfest years and years ago.
Yeah. Do you remember what his big characters were on his show?
His big characters.
The two most famous ones that he had on his show.
Didn't he have a moose?
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like a moose, but it wasn't a moose.
What was it?
It was a bear.
That's not a bear.
It was a dancing bear. It was a dancing bear. It was his name, the dancing bear. And the other one was Mr. Green Jeans. Not Blue Jeans. It was Mr. Green Jeans.
I remember the name. I can't recall.
Yeah. Some of these old shows, old kid shows, they had some real funky names. Like, one show, one name that's not going to go over today.
What's that?
Mr. McFeely.
Mr. McFeely, right? That's going to get tagged.
Yeah. There's no show ever that's ever going to have a character named Mr. McFeely.
That goes to everyone's house every day.
I'm the mailman and I deliver. I've got a special package for Johnny.
I have a special delivery just for you. Now change into that cardigan.
Trolley.
And your boat shoes.
Oh, God. And I used to think back in the day.
Right.
When I was a kid, when I was small, when Mr. Rogers came on, I would literally, and I'm thinking I'm not the only kid that did this, but I'd go to the closet, find a sweater, put on a sweater, I'd change my shoes into sneakers, and I'd go, "Welcome, boys and girls."
Well, I never did that.
It's okay.
And I didn't keep sweaters in my entryway.
But
it was only one sweater.
It was only one sweater. I really. Oh, look who's here!
Hey!
It's Paul Lash.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
You're in my chair.
I am.
Oh, I didn't know you were coming.
I told you.
You said you might.
I texted you.
Oh, I didn't get no text from you.
Yes, you did.
He was TikTok.
I did. I got it.
He's gonna prove it to you.
Maybe I didn't see it.
I texted you this morning.
Let's put Mr. Hamster in the microwave, okay?
Yeah. Well, it's okay. He's reminiscing over Mr. McFeely right now. So.
Well, we gotta give you a chair.
Well, I can move that back over.
What? No, we're talking Mr. Rogers right now.
Yeah. No, I can.
There's like 20 chairs out there.
Right. But this is his. But I'm not using his headphones, so.
No. That's Mr. McFeely right there.
That's what?
That's Mr. McFeely right there.
Uh-oh.
You got to come over here, Paul.
Yeah. I can move.
King of the dad jokes lately.
Yeah. The Captain Crunch joke.
He gets he gets a little play, right? Someone, a couple of our fine listeners and viewers say, "Hey, Paul, what was that punchline? I didn't hear it. I didn't remember it. Can you get?" Now he's dropping dad jokes all day.
He's got them. He's got an app. But when you say a couple, you're speaking literally.
It means 700. 700 dad jokes.
What happened when the dentist got into a car accident?
What?
He had to go back to dental school.
Oh my God, that was the worst one yet. Oh my God. Oh. That hurt. That one right here. That was painful, Paul.
I just liked how we could see your wheels turning as you were thinking about that.
I'm thinking, what?
His wheels weren't turning because I texted him this morning. I told him I'd be there.
He's rusted out.
You said I hope to, I think.
No, that was yesterday. I told you.
Oh, that was
I said I hope to be there by 9.
That doesn't mean you're gonna be here by 9.
I hope to be there by 9.
God, you know how many people are gonna come in here and say I hope to be there and then don't show up at all? Because we're not really a thing. We're just a figment of your imagination.
We're not a thing.
We're not. Apparently, we're not a thing.
Well, I guess not.
We're talking Vampires Day. We haven't gotten there yet, though.
Vampires?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you know about vampires, Paul?
Salem.
No, that's witches.
Oh, that's right. They were witches.
They still are witches. Not were.
No, I heard that the ones in Salem, they kind of proved that they weren't. After all these years, they kind of they went through something and they determined they were not witches.
Well, they knew then because if they drowned, they weren't a witch. But they drowned. Well, damn it. She was innocent.
She was innocent. It's too late. She's already dead. She already burned at the stake.
Victoria says, Paul's dad jokes are funny. Do not encourage him.
Do not
encourage him, please.
That's going to be a segment. So after the weather, we'll go to dad joke.
Yeah.
You know what? Paul's been doing this gig for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll remember his stupid dad jokes, but he can't remember the weather.
No, I can't.
Come over here.
Oh, boy.
Well, you're not in the camera.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You're still not in the camera. Your head's like chopped off.
That's all right.
Why don't you get a chair?
No, I'm fine.
we can totally move. We can switch.
I'm good. Oh, boy.
He's being a martyr now. Is what he's doing. You know?
He's showing me up. He's got better knees than I do.
He's being a martyr. It's like, it's all right. I'll be okay. I promise. Yeah. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Did the witch die? I don't know. Good. Yeah, you've got people saying that your dad jokes are funny, Paul.
Dad jokes are funny.
They are, just not Paul's. Daryl goes, blah. That was an actual comment.
Oh.
BW,
how do you spell that?
BWAHAHAHAHAHA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joanne just said, good morning. I would like to see Paul interview more people on the street.
Well, we don't have a cameraman. We did
a
man on the street.
Man on the street, yeah.
And then we lost our cameraman, and
because he just big timed us, is all.
Yeah, and then of course he edited it and put all the funny stuff in. But yeah. I mean, we could ask some better questions because a lot of people don't know a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I like write that down. A lot of people don't know a lot of stuff.
I believe it or not. Somebody asked a question. I was watching TV.
You screwed your own questions up a lot.
I know I did because but somebody asked a question last night on a game show.
How many dwarfs did Cinderella have?
How does the president get selected? What legislative body gets selected? How does the president get elected by what legislative body?
By what legislative body?
Yeah.
Are you speaking about the Electoral College?
Exactly.
Well, okay.
This guy said the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
nobody knows half the stuff.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Also, how many dwarfs did Cinderella have?
Right. That's why I just turned back to Paul.
Cinderella didn't have any dwarfs.
No. She had glass slippers.
Yes.
And an evil stepmother.
Yeah.
Bitch.
And mice.
So they're
but they were her coachmen.
Jim Jeree.
Yeah.
Yes. But he screwed that question up. We were in talking to one guy and he goes, tell me, how many dwarfs did Cinderella have? Oh, crap.
That's why they cut it.
There were some good outtakes.
Yeah,
there were some good outtakes.
Yeah, so you have a group of electors. That's what you actually, if you look at your ballot, that's what you're selecting.
Yeah.
It's the electors.
Exactly. And this guy said Democratic Party. They had no freaking clue.
Couldn't you do Facebook Live on the street?
I don't know.
Well, you could. Quality would suck, but
yeah, it would be good.
You know, it'd be like a parent at a baseball game. You know, going, "Hey, look who's up! It's Freddie."
Battle, way to wear it.
Uh-huh.
That's what you hear on the sidelines.
Get out that wooden back, Johnny. Don't use that aluminum crap. God, you're looking like Barney the Purple Dinosaur today.
Hey, did I ever tell you that I went to college with Baby Bop?
Who?
What?
Yeah.
Went to college with who?
You don't know who Baby Bop is?
No.
What?
Who's Baby Bop?
That was Barney's friend.
Yeah, it was Barney's little little yellow dinosaur.
Right.
It was a Stegosaurus.
It wasn't the voice, but the
to?
actress inside of Baby Bop.
Was not the voice.
Not the voice. The actress inside the costume.
Cartoon school.
No.
He went to the University of Cartoons.
University of North Texas, Denton, Texas. We actually had a psychology class together.
Really?
Those were fun. I took a few of those.
Now, what about the guy inside the Barney costume? Was he the voice?
No.
Go.
He was not.
I love you.
It's not like Elmo,
No, I know.
the puppeteer and the voice.
Yeah, Frank.
Yeah.
Was that Frank Oz? Originally?
No.
Elmo.
Well,
Elmo's little brother that skipped school. His name was Slow Mo.
Yeah, but I think they filmed that at the studios of Las Colinas, I believe, is where that was filmed.
he came from that big state.
That was all PBS.
Big Texas guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who, Barney?
No, him.
Nope.
We don't have those big schools around here.
It's Barney Harden here.
Yeah, it's like that's what that's how I pick up the chicks. We had Barney.
Johnny, put on the costume.
Oh no, now you got the furry thing going on.
Furries. Oh my god. Do you know what furries are, Paul?
Furries?
Yeah. You really want to know? That's
gonna go back home.
Furries? Furbies?
Furry, not Furby. No. He's gonna be totally destroyed today when we're done with him.
Furry. No, I'm sorry, can't help you out.
It is a person that identifies as a cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, not just cats. It could be any.
You know something? I did hear of a story of a girl that was acting like a cat in school, and they said she was a cat. Yeah. You're right. So
they call them furries.
I didn't know the name is furries. What do they call the ones that act like birds?
Birdies.
Oh,
Birdies.
Okay.
Let to see that shit fly. But no. There are some cats or kids that will actually drink milk from a bowl.
Oh, really?
I don't think this is an identity crisis.
Yeah.
I think it's a mental problem.
Well, what do they call them identified as?
But that's without cereal involved, drinking the milk out of a bowl.
Yeah, and going, meow.
So what if they identify them from you? Are they asses?
Pretty much. Hey!
Right. Oh, it's like, come on in, yeah.
No, it could be somebody, what would happen, if you'd say, if they like to joke, nice ass.
Nice. But that could get you in trouble.
You can't. No.
That's a donkey. We're talking about a nice donkey.
Yeah, but that could.
God.
But donkey donk.
A donkey donkey.
Yeah, that's a song.
Honky tonk, but donkey donk. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Again, we have put up a subject and we have talked
about it. What the hell happened to the vampires?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We just haven't talked anything about it yet. But the bells of the Burrow just went off in the background, which means it is after 9 o'clock. And now we can go ahead and start talking about our program.
That's the cue.
Yes, sir. We can start talking about our programmed content. Which is funny because I'll pick up. All right. So those of you who are watching right now, programmed content is just whatever mic comes off the top of his head. And then these two guys walk in and go, oh.
Or we try to steer him somewhere else.
Or you try, but I bring it right back all the time. I bring it right on back. So, are you familiar with the Jewett City vampires?
I am familiar with the existence of the story, the folklore. Yes.
Story.
There is no folklore. It's real, dude.
Believe
it is really the thing. Yeah, the Jewett City.
Have you ever seen them?
Not personally.
How do you know they existed?
Because I was told.
Because I was told.
Just like this on the internet.
I found it was on the internet, so it has to be true.
Come on.
We're going to step back for a minute. Victoria says, she goes, I have a shiny black donkey.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
It means she has a shiny black donkey, I guess. Yeah. I'm not gonna. There are 7-8 jokes there. I'm not gonna touch.
I don't think we should go there.
No. And they're just jokes, but people get all butthurt on stuff.
Butthurt.
They do. They honestly do. They do. People get butthurt.
No.
They're still talking about minimum wage from yesterday.
Oh, are they really?
Yes.
It was quite a discussion.
It was. It was quite a discussion that we had yesterday. So anyway, the vampires.
Yeah.
They were in the 1800s, 1700s, 1800s here in Griswold, mainly Jewett City.
And what proof do you have?
You know what? Sit down. Jesus. Oh, by the way, Victoria's donkey is named as Molly.
Molly, the shiny black donkey.
That's a children's book in the making.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm shiny and black.
You're being for real.
I'm a donkey. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It really could be.
It.
Victoria, get on that. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. So anyway, we have all these vampires, and yeah, in Jewett City,
All currently or in the day.
They're dead now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And vampires can die.
Well, they made sure these did.
What they do?
Right.
Get them with a silver knife or something?
No.
Silver cross?
No, it's there's a family called the Ray family.
Rain?
And Ray, R-A-Y.
Oh, R-A-Y. Okay.
And you can actually go see their grave sites, which is down by Wirewind, the old Wirewind. It's like across the street. There's that. And actually, Eliza Jewett is there too, who's the founder of Jewett City, or who it's named after. Mm-hmm. But the vampires, they practiced something. It was some sort of a ritual, because they thought that, when you got red, like instead of like with fever, well, they figured you needed a bloodletting. So yeah, so they there was a disease back then called consumption.
Yep.
And which is tuberculosis, which we know as.
Yep.
But they had thought that the people that had died had come back and they were feeding off the blood of the living. So they dug them up. They would take their bones and put them like in a cross. And there was one that was gone.
Not in the grave.
Gone. After they did it, they dug them back up. It was gone. So this is how the vampires of Jewett City started. Then you have the story of Mercy Brown out in Griswold and Hope Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Who was basically the same thing. It was all about tuberculosis. But the stories, how stories go. Over years they just gain traction.
They grow.
Right. So basically, we are the vampire capital of New England.
All right.
So
Sure, there's no other vampires anywhere else?
Well, there may be, but we have more.
But did the one that was missing ever come back?
I don't know.
Yeah. He came back as Mike Minarski.
That's Mike Minarski.
I suck.
But bloodletting, that was one of those things that was a cure for lots of different things.
Yeah, matter of fact, in medieval times, the barber was also the doctor.
That's why the barber pole has the colors it does.
Oh, is that why?
Yep.
Did you know that, Paul? Where it's like time for a bloodletting. You ever see they did a spoof on it on Saturday Night Live with Steve Martin.
They were also dentists too, right? I believe they were dentists.
They probably did a little bit of everything.
They did everything. Yeah.
But they would just make you bleed and you'd die because you'd have no blood left. Time for a bloodletting.
I'll cut you.
Because they thought fever, that's what it was. You had to get rid of some of your blood. But it never really worked, I don't think.
It's the bad blood.
Not.
Yeah. That's what they thought.
Yeah.
So it's been years and years and years that this story has been just gaining traction over time.
I'm sure there's been a lot of additions to it.
Oh, sure. Well, there's a lot of stories about this area, of having different types of, I don't know if you want to even call it paranormal, but just, stories of things like, have you ever heard of Maud's grave?
Yes.
Okay. What do you know about Maud's grave?
No, you just asked if I heard about it.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've never heard
I don't
of it, right?
really know. No, I don't know the details.
So
She's buried with the Golden Girls, right?
Huh? Oh, boy. Yes. Absolutely.
Was that Estelle Getty? No, that was B. Arthur.
Yeah. Did you know Betty White was the oldest one of all?
Yeah, she outlived them all. Actually, Estelle Getty was the youngest.
She was the youngest and played the oldest, which is wild. Oh yeah, so the whole thing with Maud's grave, the story was like in high school. I remember that kids would dare other kids to go to Maud's grave. Now this is 40 years ago, and
Did you ever go?
no,
Okay.
I was frightened, to be honest with you, because you don't know.
He was scared.
Was
Well, maybe so, but it was the story was that you'd go to her grave,
Yep.
and you'd sit there, and she's been known to come out of her grave
Ooh.
and chase you and whatever.
Right.
It was like this evil old witch woman.
Oh man.
So, which is not anywhere near the truth.
No.
I would think not.
No, but there is a Maud.
Yeah.
Well, the problem.
And then there's Maud.
And then there's Maud. Oh, what was her daughter? Who was her daughter?
Adrienne Barbeau.
Ah, yeah.
She was. Yeah.
Hubba, hubba.
Any
Yeah.
particular reason why you liked Adrian?
From the Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Oh,
was it?
Cannonball Run. Oh, okay. I was just checking if there's something you like about her.
Yeah.
So wait, going back to these Rays.
Yeah.
Now, were they immigrants? Were they from? No.
They're just people that lived here.
So it's not like they were from Eastern Europe and they sounded different and looked different. and
I
people-
want to suck your blood.
Right.
Let's count. 1, 2, 3, No, it wasn't like that at all.
They were just red.
They were just Americans.
Red-blooded Americans.
That's right.
So if they had what if they had yellow jaundice? What would they be then?
One had a MAGA hat on too. I mean,
What? Even back then.
well, Trump's a time traveler. Have you not heard?
Oh, okay.
Well,
That's
Well, now
another
I'm
story.
intrigued with all this vampire witching.
Well, there are videos up on YouTube. There's many actually.
from Jewett
And-
City?
Yeah.
Really?
Of all these different sites and stories.
Yeah, well, about the Jewett City vampires, there's a lot of coverage that's been done throughout the years. It's
I'll
been
have
on.
to check.
It's been on Discovery Channel.
Whoa,
Discovery
Discovery Channel.
Yeah, they did a feature on it at one point.
Were the ghost hunters here?
Well, the ghost hunters were here,
Mm-hmm.
but they were actually they did something down at Wirewind.
Okay.
So, but they didn't do this.
Well, that's across the street. You just told
Vampires
me.
aren't ghosts.
No,
They're not ghosts. They're different.
they are different.
They are.
Do they have big teeth?
No, that was the thing.
The inside. No, they were just normal people.
Yeah,
And how do
they weren't.
How do they suck the blood?
Yeah.
I don't know. You want me to see if I can bite your neck, Paul?
No, you're not. A
All right.
vampire.
Ah, here we go.
No, but I
We're-
bet you my teeth can go right through.
Hey,
Sure you
SNSN's
can.
going pay-per-view.
In this corner, weighing 235 pounds, Johnny Knuckles.
Thank you for the 230. I appreciate that.
Well, I was going to say really 270, but
Not quite there.
No.
Good Lord, man.
I don't know. Well,
I'm hitting the gym.
I don't even want to tell you how much I weigh. I weigh
It's
more
okay.
than you. A
I
lot
would-
more.
I wouldn't ask. That's impolite.
I will tell you during breakfast or something. You know? Yeah. So how much you weigh? Well, I'll tell you when we're eating.
I was going to eat Captain Crunch, but he's dead.
And he wasn't a commander.
He's a commander.
Oh, he was.
I'm looking it up.
Commander Crunch.
He's Commander
Oh,
Crunch.
Commander Crunch.
Yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
let me go back to Maud for a minute.
Maud, yeah.
So Maud was not an old lady.
I
No.
thought
not
you
at
just said she was an old lady.
No, that was the story.
Oh.
That was the story. That was
So she was
the.
a young lady
You could say that.
or a teenager.
Nope.
Oh, middle-aged woman.
Middle.
She was a baby.
A baby.
She was 2.
She was
Two?
2.
So how could she get up and chase you?
That's the story.
Oh my God.
You know how stories, just kind of gain traction over
boy.
time.
Now, wasn't she up in the woods up?
Like,
Like,
old,
yeah.
Hell Hollow and stuff. But actually, there's also a bunch of controversy that supposedly that she was moved,
Moved?
from one place. Yeah, because her grave got defaced a lot
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could
because of people that thought she was like a witch.
Right.
that's possible. I kind of believe
Yeah,
that.
sure. But I get
That
from what I
makes
understand, they moved her like 200 yards into the forest.
Oh.
So And I know somebody that actually knows where it is, and he actually did a tour.
Oh.
It was right before COVID, and he did
Now she's a tree.
Huh?
Now she's a tree.
No, she's a
Well,
tree.
That's a thing, you know.
I know.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
That people come back as trees.
Yeah, you can plant yourself around an acorn or whatever, and your ashes will grow into the tree.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of nuts, ain't it?
Wow. Paul's got lots of dad jokes. Dad jokes for days with Paul Lash.
He's been studying.
See, you're here. There's no pressure. He can just BS now. You know,
that's cool, man.
Victoria, and this is another thing too. Victoria and I've been here. Victoria had a witch. We also had Gravity Hill, where you quote unquote roll up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever been out there to Gravity Hill?
Nope.
All right, so Gravity Hill is in Sterling, and it's a road that you just kind of stop on or whatever, and you put the car in neutral, and it looks like it's dragging you uphill. But what it is, it's an optical illusion with the way the trees are,
The way
you know, and stuff. That you're really going down, but it looks like you're going
up.
That's way up there too.
So it's not one of these places where if you put baby powder on your bumper, you can see hands of kids pushing you across the train tracks and stuff like that. No, you've seen those, right?
Yes, I have. She says it's Main Street. I thought it was I thought it was off of Main Street. Let's see. All right, Court. Court says, read the book Food for the Dead by Michael Bell. It's fascinating and factual. He worked with state archaeologist Nick Bellatoni when the remains were discovered in the excavation, which is now Lily Pond Estates, Haley Meadows. There was a video of the two of them talking about the quote-unquote vampires.
Oh.
They were just people.
Right.
But the thing is that the story is more sexy. You know, it's more fun to talk about that way.
Well, why would you want to just talk about people that lived a long time ago? Let's talk about vampires that got dug up and their bones were manipulated and one's missing.
Yeah, that's always more fun.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
So, you know, when you don't have...
They call that the Day of the Dead.
Huh? The Day of the Dead?
Now, do you like all that paranormal, horror, supernatural stuff?
I do.
In general, yeah.
I do. I think it's fun. I think it's a lot of fun. You know, I think you have to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I have a belief system, you know, which I think is kind of, you know, about like the undead and that kind of stuff, which a lot of people agree with, a lot of people don't, and that's okay. But it's I buy a lot of the stuff. The vampires I don't. But like with vampires, you know, in Jewett City, and the whole reason I've been trying to resurrect the whole idea of vampires is because I was just trying to think of a way to bring, you know, attention to the town.
Sure. It's something unique to us here in the borough.
Exactly. So like the whole thing with sunflowers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was a kind of a cool idea. But I think the only people that really benefited from the whole sunflower thing was Buttonwoods. Because really, if you think about it, they're very much associated with sunflowers, with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and all the wonderful things that they do.
Yeah, so
you know,
I think I would not say they benefit from it. I would say that they provide benefits for it.
I'm going to say both, at least. And the reason is because if you think sunflowers, you think Buttonwoods.
Around here, yeah.
Yes,
Around here.
Yeah.
Well, right. And what do you think that does? Well, that's top of mind awareness. Oh, I need ice cream. Oh,
Well,
you know what? So in turn, people see a sunflower, they think chocolate chip and a waffle cone.
Hayride. We've done the hayride.
yeah, but that's all related to donations to the.
It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I know.
It doesn't matter. You're right.
I know.
You're absolutely right. But when you go buy an ice cream cone, that doesn't go to donations. That's them.
That's part of the business.
That's part of the business, right? So, but the sunflower itself equates to Buttonwoods, which when people think of sunflowers or see sunflowers, they think Buttonwoods ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they did very well when it came to, and they didn't do it. It wasn't them, that created this, this ad campaign, so to speak. It just kind of happened organically. So it's like there's the whole thing with the vampires. This is something that could really kind of just grow organically. It's like you look at the town of Salem. They now have, I think, about 20,000 people, but at one time they were smaller than Jewett City and Griswold,
Massachusetts, Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, not Salem, like down by Montville.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know.
They got a butcher there.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Wonder what kind of stories
They got an ice cream place.
They do.
I'm sure
They do.
But they grew over time. But they started with this, like the Salem witch trials. They had that one thing, and then they built upon that. So now you have the Salem witches. You have psychics and psychic stores and hauntings and Lizzie Borden and all this stuff that have grown from that. And now people go to Salem as a tourist attraction.
Sure.
But Lizzie Borden, that's Fall River, right?
Yeah, but everything is in Salem.
Okay. Because that house is now a bed and breakfast. I would actually stay there, I think.
I think the Lizzie Borden house?
Yeah.
I believe somebody bought it and changed it. And it was, I don't think it is. I have to look it up. But I think it's something else now.
Okay. I've driven by it. I've never been in it.
Yeah. It doesn't look like anything. It's like, all right, for example, Amityville.
Oh, New York. Okay.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the Amityville horror?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there were 4 or 5 Amityville horror movies, right?
There's been
and then the original was redone as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the original, I think it was it James Brolin that's in that movie. The original Amityville horror, that the book was written by Jay Anson, and actually Jay Anson died before he got to see any success that really happened with his story. But apparently it's a quote unquote true story, ooze coming out of the walls and all this kind of stuff. And if you look at the house in the movie, it shows it down like kind of like on a street, down by a boat dock, and there's a river there or a lake, nice little homey kind of atmosphere. And they show these windows, those iconic windows in the Amityville house.
Oh, the pie-shaped windows in there. Yeah.
The Amityville horror house, the actual house, nothing like that.
Well, they changed those windows, right? They're square now.
Right. The windows were the only thing that were the same.
Yeah.
There's no lake there. It's a residential area. It's kind of like if you go down here to Faust and Phillips and Talcott Avenue. It's just one row of street after street, and that house is on there, and it's just
in a village, right? The village of Amityville.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never been there.
No, I was.
Yeah.
I have seen the house, and it's nothing. It's nothing. It's like you could drive by my house, and it's like, oh, that's the Amityville horror house. Yeah, it doesn't look like crap. It's just Mike.
That's Mike.
Yeah, that's it.
Sitting on the porch.
It's true. Here's my windows. But it's true. There's no there's nothing. You can't
right.
You couldn't tell. It's like the book and the movie made it into something that it was not, It's like all these other stories we're talking about today. Salem. You can talk about the witch trials. Did you hear that again?
Yep. They've been all over the place.
They are all over the place today. It's like 5 troopers in Jewett City. They're like ninjas, man. They just pop up.
So why don't we take all these different stories and hauntings and interesting and have ghost tours through the town and build it up?
We could. And that's the whole idea. And that's what I was trying to, and it's like, I would like to see, I'd like to see the town or residents get behind something. It doesn't have to be my idea, but just something, because Paul, you and I talked about this a million times. Like, what can people come to get in Jewett City that they can't get anywhere else? Nothing. What is it? What is it? That people can buy here that they can't get anywhere else. Why do people have to come here from Groton, New London? to get something. They don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's going to draw people in?
We got campgrounds.
We do have campgrounds.
We have lots of beautiful campgrounds, and we have lots of forests and stuff like that. But okay,
lots of fishing spots.
Yeah, but not everybody likes to fish.
No,
not everybody likes to hike. And that's all great, but you gotta come up with something and you can hike other places. But what's something that you can't get here? You can't get vampires. You can't get realistic vampires. One of the taglines I've been using is "Our vampires are real, yours are not."
Okay.
I've created T-shirts.
Yes.
To try to go ahead and folks, trust me, this is Griswold and Jewett City. I'm not gonna make a ton of money on shirts, but it's kind of fun. But you'd think that if you go somewhere else, people go, "Oh, what's that all about?"
Mm-hmm.
And how do you think Salem started? That's how Salem got to the way. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me. Really, I mean, if there's now with the advent of the internet,
right? No, I think find something that's unique to you, and then build off that. If that's truly unique to Jewett City, and we have this story of the Ray family and the vampires of Jewett City,
we could have the red Jeep tour.
What?
The red Jeep tour.
The red Jeep tour.
Well, red Jeep to Blood, and we can travel go to all the
there
cemeteries. And
there's lots of old family cemeteries around here.
There's a lot of things that can be done. I mean, and it would be kind of cool if people, like I said, even if it's not this one, get on board with something. I'm not even saying go to a town meeting. I'm just saying let's bring, because what's going to happen is if you bring people in, hopefully more residents move into town over time, and businesses come in, and we're right off 395. It's very easy, and it's like there's a corridor. There's a place in New York that people go to. It's the Headless Horseman Museum, and there's a couple of things. I forget the town in New York, but they go there and they go to Salem. Okay. Jewett City is like right there. Right. I mean, people could go on the whole tour.
So you're talking like Ichabod Crane, like they're doing that whole.
Yeah, but then they spin off of it, and there's other things. It's kind of like if you go to Disney World. I know this is really not. It doesn't equate, but Disney World, right? Started with a mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what do you got? You got chipmunks. You got dogs. You got mermaids. Ducks. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything.
And it just kind of evolved over time. So why can't Jewett City have its own lore that it has built in already, and we build off of that?
Mm-hmm.
Daryl says, how about the Jewett City Ghost Town? Well, we already have that.
Jewett City Ghost Town.
Yeah. So says Daryl Nadu, owner of the Healthy Computer, School Street, Jewett City. Shameless plug. Court says, my Kinney ancestors, his name is Cortland Kinney, lived in Salem, Danvers. He was a constable in one of the builders of the meeting house. He testified against two of his neighbors, one being Rebecca Nurse. You remember that name?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Both women were hanged as witches. Sad times then, and I'm not sure we have improved our society today. We probably haven't, but I just think it's a story. A lot of the stuffs are stories up there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there's reality, like what Court just said. That people got hung. There are people. Same thing down here at the vampires. They dug them up, but it's the stories that were spun afterwards.
Yeah. But it also keeps you tied to your history.
It does.
Well, the problem today is a lot of people are not interested in Jewett City's history.
Right. And why? Why?
Because nobody gives a damn about it.
Why? But why? Why, Paul? Give me a reason why. Serious. I'm not being facetious. You said nobody gives a damn about Jewett City. Okay. Why?
I'm talking about a lot of the newer residents don't care about it.
Why? Why? There's got to be a reason that you have that.
Other things they're interested in. They don't care. They don't really care. You can't get anybody to even participate in the historical society. None of that stuff is moving on.
Because it's boring as crap to a lot of people.
Well, that's.
But what about vampires and paranormal?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. Do you know
Gotta
how
make
many,
it sexy.
do you know how many TV shows are
Well, of course.
based on
It's
this?
a big thing right
It's
now.
because it's popular.
Right now it is.
Movies.
It's been popular for decades now.
Right.
Who are you going to get to
Ghostbusters.
push this thing? That's the problem. Is nobody wants to push it.
Nobody wants to push anything.
I know it.
All right. Well, then Paul, then you just sit back, okay, and watch and see if we can get anything done. We can all bitch and moan and say nothing's gonna happen. Can I have some country time, please?
Well, nothing's going to happen unless you make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've lived here 17 years, Connecticut for 20, but here in Griswold for 17.
Mhm.
And moving in, actually, if you look at Jewett City and Griswold, you go back, like especially turn of the century,
Big time.
this was a huge happening
It was.
area.
Absolutely.
Sewell Street was cooking, down
Yeah.
there because of the railroad,
Yeah.
and the hotel down there.
Yeah,
So
go
it was
down to
I
the
don't think
library.
anybody knows any of that.
Go down to the library and get the historical book.
Right.
And during the beginning of the century, and you will see people walking everywhere
Yeah.
in town.
You can tie in a lot of this stuff together.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, today everybody is so busy, they don't care. They just
Right.
assume do their own thing. And
Yeah.
that's just the way it is. Mm.
Kathy, good morning. Says there are a lot of people that are okay with nothing new happening here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's true.
that is very true. You're going to find that in any town.
Yeah.
I mean, you're true. You're true, and you're spot on.
Yeah.
Daryl says, Jewett City, we really love haircuts and pizza.
There's certainly, well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The home of
Yeah.
the pizza and barbershops.
Mhm.
You're right.
It's what you can create out of it. And if you create, people will come. It'll takes time, but you got to do something with it. We had a store, Crystal Visions, that was here in town.
Okay. Yep.
You know, that kind of would fit right in, right? But what happened? They left. They left town. They're in Plainfield now.
Mhm.
But they did like psychic readings, and they sold crystals, and they sold a whole bunch of stuff. But they left. They're out of town.
Mhm.
That's what happened. It would have been a perfect fit, for something like that. Maybe
Maybe they were just ahead of their time.
Maybe.
But we've had a lot of businesses, especially here on Main Street, that have come in and left and changed, and might be the same type of business, different owners, different company, leave, completely changed. There's been a lot of turnover just in the time that I've been here.
Yeah. Jewett City, home of the great train derailment of 2022.
Right. Yeah.
Daryl, you're a jerk.
That is true.
Huh?
The great train derailment.
Court says, hey, let's be like our government and form a study committee to figure out how to capitalize on our vampire history. Mike, you be the chair.
There we go. Blue Ribbon Committee.
I don't think we need a committee. I think we just need, some people to get together and put stuff out there and just grow it organically. I think there's some things that just need to grow organically. You don't need like the bicentennial committee that Griswold had, to put everything together, for the bicentennial celebrations. I think you can just have, people getting together and coming up with ideas and see what happens. It's kind of like throwing things in the air and see where they fall.
Now, there's a lot of libraries that will have reading, like somebody will give a historical reading about the town on a specific subject, and there might be an author with a book, and they'll come and do book signings, and they'll talk about their book and take questions like, do we do that? I
don't know if
I'm guilty. I don't know if we do that.
Slater.
No, well,
I know they've had book stuff, but I don't think
the history. I mean, do they even have a historical society anymore?
Yeah, still there.
Court you would know that, right?
They do. They still have.
They
it.
do. Okay.
Yeah, because she
like Mary Rose.
No, she's now. It's the other woman that works at the library. She's now at the chair.
Oh,
she was in. Remember?
Yes,
she came in.
yes. Yeah. Mary Rose. She's an older woman,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a wealth of knowledge of everything
Yeah.
Well, you've got to
Jewett City.
capture that
Well,
before.
they tried to
Yeah.
capture some of that stuff, but unfortunately, a lot of the seniors that have been around for many, many years, we're talking really elder seniors, have a lot of knowledge on this town,
Mhm.
but nobody's getting it. You know, it's just going to, unfortunately, when they pass, all that knowledge is going to go with them.
See, one of the things that First Selectman Dana Bennett had said that she wanted to do is she wanted to kind of push tourism here in Jewett City.
Mhm.
And it's like, and a lot of people went, what are you talking about? That's crazy talk and everything. Right. But you want to know something? I agreed with her right from the beginning. You know, just because of the fact there are things that you can capitalize on and create.
Mm-hmm.
It's about creating. It's not about just, you know, I mean, the Historical Society, you can take the Historical Society, create lore, create stories that people, because they want to be entertained.
Right.
They want to be entertained. You know, I mean, a lot of times I think people go to the, you know, they won't go to the library to listen to a lecture because they think it's going to be boring. It's not entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than
they're not going to go to a town meeting because they're going to be
oh, those can be entertaining.
Oh, they can be very entertaining.
I mean, was there ever any real big story that happened in Jewett City over the years, like a reenactment?
Well, one thing we don't want to reenact is Michael Ross, but I mean,
that's
right.
But it happened.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it is part of the town history.
Yeah, it's one of the most notorious serial killers ever.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the last one executed in the state of Connecticut, right?
What's that?
Lethal.
He wanted to be.
Now, going back to what Paul said earlier, oral histories. Before we lose some of these older residents, we've got to record that.
I mean, listen. You ever listen to Bill talk?
Bill Schmier?
Yeah.
I love listening to Bill
because he
talk.
goes back to all the years when he was a kid and he talks about some of this stuff. And just by accident, we listen to him. But I mean, even Kurt, I mean, look at him. Look, he went back and he's probably got
Court?
Court, yeah, Court.
Court,
yeah,
he called it Kurt.
I like Court. What the hell's the difference? What's a U versus an I?
What the hell's the difference?
What the hell's the difference?
The O silent.
Starts with a K.
The O is silent.
Starts with a K. But there you go.
But, you know, like, it's like, Court, I'm going to be honest. I love it when you come in the room and you make comments because the comments you make they're relevant. They're relevant to the town. And he just said that we do have a historical society, but we need more members.
Yeah.
You know, these are things that could all be tied in, and it can all be tied into commerce as well.
But some of this, I think, comes down to, because I think arguably I'm pretty in tune with what's going on in town and involved in a lot of different things. But there are even things that I'm not aware of. I think we have a communications and marketing issue even within the town.
Yeah.
You think?
Right.
Okay. It's true, though.
It is true.
You know, there's another thing that's like Jewett City has a lot of history on different. Like, you know how rich in history we are with just athletics.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We have the athletics in this town in the 60s, the 70s, in the 80s.
We have Olympic medalists. We've got professional ball players, the whole 9 yards.
Dynasty.
Right.
It's a dynasty, you know, of people that have come out of Jewett City. You know, major leaguers, like you had just said, right? How about an axe throwing champion?
Oh yeah, Gear.
Mr. Gear.
Mm-hmm. And there was another one, Swenson or something. Wasn't he from Jewett?
He was from Voluntown too.
Yeah, because that was a big time thing back.
Mr. Gear was a world champion.
Right.
He was a world champion lumberjack.
I tell you, when he passed and the stories were coming out about him, what an amazing person, and the stuff that he had experienced and done in his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is amazing. And he was strong. He was like an ox. And the things that he could do. And he worked his butt off, you know, for everything that he had. But just the stuff that he did. You know, and it's like, why isn't this stuff talked about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who wouldn't want to know, really, you know, talk about, like, you know, in the school, do you know we have world champions here?
Because the people that are aware of that are long gone.
I'm not long gone.
Yeah, but
you're not long gone.
I know.
Court's not long gone.
No, I'm saying that a lot of the people that knew him and were involved with him.
He's now a vampire.
Well, that kind of proves our point. We need to record that stuff now, though, before they're gone.
Oh, that stuff is recorded, but there are other things too, you know, like, and I've said this too. I haven't really had many conversations with Bogier.
Mm-hmm.
I've had maybe one or two, and I'm passing hi, how are you, and stuff like that. But you want to talk, and I have said to him, I looked at him, I said, Bo, I said, you have a shrine at Griswold High School, but he was an icon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he did in high school for high school football in this town? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And his son, is living the dream.
Yep.
Going to a prep school who's already got offers of full rides.
Yeah. Cole was just back in town. He might be back for the summer. I know he was at one of the Little League games the other day.
But you see what I mean, though?
Yeah.
There's a legacy here of a lot of different things that we don't talk about. So okay, what do we talk about? What is Griswold and Jewett City known for? Or what do people talk about the most? Let's put it that way.
Gas prices.
No, because that's everywhere.
Griswold now.
No, actually, I would say drugs. You hear that a lot.
Heroin, fentanyl.
Yeah,
exactly. Mm-hmm. You talk to people outside. Why do we not want to change that? Why do we not want to change that stigma?
Right.
Jewett City, fentanyl. No. We want to think Jewett City, entertainment, vampires, Maud's grave, sports legacies.
Yeah.
There's so much here.
Sports, fine arts, and drama, the programs we have up here. Absolutely.
Well, they tried to.
Look at Ray Churchill. Ray Churchill is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get 10% of the credit that he should be getting.
I mean, they tried to start an arts group here, and it never happened. Nobody wanted to participate.
Well, that's the problem. It's like nothing's going to happen unless people get involved, and you can't just think it and it happened.
I just think right now people don't want to be involved. There's so much bullcrap going on in this country that everybody's sick of it. I just so sit in my little corner and mind my own business. Really?
Yeah.
How many people really turn the TV on anymore or watch any kind of news or anything? They don't.
Oh, I don't
stay
watch
off
TV.
on their little side and do their own little thing.
But
they don't care.
But guess who's moving and grooving and trying to create? And we need to take their lead.
Mm-hmm.
Plainfield. They're making it happen.
Well, they're making it happen because they're bringing commerce and industry and into that.
Well, yeah, you obviously have to do. You got to increase that tax base.
Once you have that, you got a good tax base. And unfortunately, we've been in a position we've been screwed because we got stopped by the COVID thing.
Oh,
come on now, listen.
No,
yes, we did.
There is no way in hell. No, people got freaking lazy. Is what happened. You can do stuff on Zoom all day long. Paul, do not get me started on the Economic Development Committee in this town.
Then join it. Put your mouth.
Why? To sit there and listen to Tom Giard say,
join it.
Well, let's talk about J.R. Flagg, who hasn't even been in town for the last 3 years.
Put your money where your mouth is. Join it and do something about it.
No, because you know why? I would turn that shit upside down.
That's okay.
And you know what? They wouldn't be able to handle it.
But how do you know? Do it. You want to do something? Do it.
You did say, I did say that to you, didn't I?
You did. Now I'm pushing it right back at you.
You are correct.
That's right.
You pissed me off because you are right 99% of the time.
Yeah, he pushed me on this.
I love it when you get fired up.
Huh?
I love it when you get fired up.
He's right, though.
Yeah.
You know why he's right? Because he would sit and we would talk about public health and safety, that committee here in Jewett City and Griswold.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened with it. It was dormant. No, there were no meetings. The people that were on the commission just didn't do anything. I'm not going to say they didn't care, but nothing happened. And Paul was on it. And I said, quit griping. I said, do something with it. He just threw it right back at me.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He threw it right back at me. And
but it's not unique just to that commission. We have lots of different committees and special committees.
But this is a good story because I looked at Paul. I said, change it. I said, write a letter to the selectmen and say, hey, we're dormant. We want to go ahead and elect a new chair, blah, blah, blah. Do it. Guess what? Paul's now the chair. Public health and safety in Griswold, the commission has done more in the last 6 months that they've done in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong, Paul?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And they're very visible. They weren't before. So, yeah. EDC, I'd flip it over.
That's okay.
I wouldn't even hold back. They won't want me there. Put it that way.
How do you know?
Because it's a club.
Not a club.
Come on,
I'm not part of a club.
No, I'm not saying you.
No.
I'm not saying you, but you know damn well it's a club.
Yeah. It seems like every time we go to do something, there's something that pushes it back.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you something.
Now it was the COVID. Now it's the
okay. Plainfield signed up Amazon during COVID. Game over. Game over. I don't want to hear COVID this, COVID that. What a bunch of horse shit.
Oh my God.
You can do bit. You can do business. Give me my coffee back.
Yeah, he's cutting you off.
You can't sit there and say COVID this. That's an excuse. Yes, it was a thing. People unfortunately died. People got sick. It was a terrible, terrible, and it still is for a lot of people. But don't tell me that business stopped and the world stopped because of COVID, because it didn't. Plainfield took off.
I don't disagree.
There were a lot of towns, including us, that didn't do anything. And we just kind of stuck our heads in the sand. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm serious. Tell me I'm wrong. Well, listen. You get all the run around. You can get all political. And that kind of crap. And try to dance around words and stuff. Don't play that. At all. I would rather someone tell me to shove it up my Yahoo. You're wrong, and tell me where I'm wrong, instead of somebody dancing around and saying, well, you know what, maybe we'll try this. Maybe we'll try.
No, shoot me straight. But a lot of times people can't tell you specifically where you're wrong. They just know that they disagree with you.
Yeah. Which is common today.
Yep.
Laura says the flea market used to be a destination for many years, but it's still the same junk. This is her words. And she's spot on, because it's the same crap 30 years. You know what? 30 years ago, you could walk in there on the first floor, walk in, and there's a guy with tools. Rusty tools. You walk in there this Sunday, you're going to see the same rusty tools. They're just rustier.
Rustier.
Yeah, the stuff never moves. Once it goes in, it stays.
I don't know. I've been there a couple of times because I like, if you go to my house, there's lots of antiques and different, especially farm implements. I have a lot of those things. Been there a couple of times. And the problem that I found with the flea market, it may be individual vendors that were in there. They don't really like to haggle and barter and trade. They just kind of, so I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. I think people like the outside vendors when they do the inside.
Sometimes you can find the better stuff in the parking lot.
Yeah, because those are usually one-timers.
Daryl says, yep, he's on the second floor. I call him the tetanus tester. So you know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm not just pulling shrimp here. I mean, this is it's a thing.
I haven't been in here.
But if you want to take a master's course in haggling, when I was in the UAE, so they have all the different sooks. You got the spice sook and the gold sook.
You're talking about the United Arab Emirates?
Correct.
Okay.
In Dubai, going through the sooks. They're going to make that deal. They do not want you to walk outside that door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
New York City, same thing.
Yeah.
I remember when I was married, Leanna and I went to New York City, and we're walking, and then there's these, vendors on the side of the road, hawking stuff, right?
Right.
So this one guy, and it was a knockoff, it was a knockoff of, I think, a Coach bag or something. And Lee just liked the color. He goes, yeah, man, that's like, how much is it? Yeah, that's $30. $30.
Mm-hmm.
I went, oh, okay. Have a good day. No, wait. I said, what? He said, you said $30. Yeah, but I want to make a deal with you. $25. I said, all right, Sport. I'll tell you what. I call him Sport. When I call you Sport, you know I'm serious. I pulled out a $10 bill. I said, $10 says we take it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, you're trying to kill me, man. No, $10. You got a deal. Boom.
Right.
We went from 30 to $10.
Well, that's the thing. Like in yard sales, you'll see the same thing. Like you'll get a couple of armfuls of stuff, and I never pay attention to the stickers of what they ever have.
People just want to get rid of it. They don't want to put it back in their basement.
And then, it's like the same thing. It's like, I'll give you $10 and take all this off your yard. And they're like, okay. There you go back. Sure. Yeah.
I went to a yard sale. See, I won't go to a flea market.
Right.
I'm sick of flea markets. Because really, those people there, they're really trying to, first of all, they know what stuff is worth. So God bless them. But you're not going to get great deals. Yard sales. I went to a yard sale on Slater Avenue. And there was a bin there. It was open. And what was in it was every Harry Potter book.
Yeah.
Hardcover in pristine condition. Pristine. And it was in a Rubbermaid bin.
Mm-hmm.
How much you want for the books? $10. I went, oh, I'll give you $5.
Yeah.
And I get the Rubbermaid container too. Put it in your car.
There you go. You got it.
I already had the books. I sold the books for $200.
Yeah. So Bethel United
and
Methodist.
I kept the Rubbermaid container, and it's in my garage now.
So Bethel United Methodist Church, they had a tag sale. Picked up a copyright 1863 children's book.
Nice.
At the tag. Excellent condition. You could read, but it's a children's book. It's kind of an adventure book, Johnny and Molly running through. But you try to read this now, our kids can't read at that level nowadays. Really? But it was actually a throw-in with something else. 1863 book in excellent condition from a church tag sale.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can find.
So I gave them the money on top anyway because it was a church tag sale. But it's amazing what you'll find.
You know what I found at Kitty Harbor?
Yeah,
they had a tag sale. They had it was a really nice trade. Well, anyway, it was a good deal. Tag sales, yard sales, yes. Flea markets, no. Here we go. All right, so we talked about vampires today
for a little bit,
and talked about but that was really just to kind of lead into what can we do here to maybe attract people to Jewett City, get off the stigma of what we have now,
promote ourselves.
Exactly. There's a lot of negativity. Let's turn that into some positivity and maybe create new business, new dollars, and everything in this town. Salem did it. They've been doing it for 50 years. Why can't we do it here? We've got the same type of lore as they do. All we got to do is promote it and talk about it. And like, for example, I talked about shirts earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here is I'm going to put a shirt up right now. Oh, hold on. Crap.
He always does that.
I put it in the wrong spot. No, I know. I put it in the wrong spot. Oh, my God, I'm such an idiot. Well, you're not supposed to agree. Okay, let me use this hand here.
But no, I think there's a lot of ideas that we talked about, and I think if we just start with a couple of those and start moving forward, I think maybe we could generate some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to snsnonline.com/shop, there's like 5 or 6 different vampire shirts. Then it all says Jewett City, Connecticut. Jewett City. Don't you think that, if somebody had that, they would like turn their head, go, what's that all about?
They'd be like, where is that?
Yeah, what's this? Oh, I didn't know that about them. So
well, a lot of communities that the town, they like go to Georgia, where the University of Georgia is.
Mm-hmm.
Where they have bulldogs. You go walk down the street, there's bulldogs all over the street.
Everywhere.
And they're painted in all different colors and things of that. I mean, a lot of towns will do that.
Kathy just said, Mike, go write your letter to the selectmen to get on the EDC. I double dog dare you.
Me too.
I was double dog dared.
Wow.
I second that.
Yeah. At least you didn't go with the triple dog
The
dare.
problem with me sometimes is I don't want to shut up.
Oh no, you're in now. It's been recorded.
Yep.
The video recording has been.
That
sent
clip's
to
going to
the
be
select-
sent.
Yeah. Talk about vampires.
It'd be narrated by Michael Buffer.
burning at the stake.
Burning at this me. And here I am like this.
Mm.
Burning at the stake. Flames coming up.
It's going to be a Mike Minorski dummy hanging off one of these
An
poles that's on
effigy,
fire.
right off.
You know what? The only
Burning.
thing I care about is I've been in this town over 50 years. You know, I love this town. You know, I love this borough. You know, I love everything about it. You know, I love, you know, like, for example, like where the bank is, right? Where the parking lot is. There used to be a big elm tree there. It was gorgeous, right? There was Finest Supermarket, right? Which became Michael's Market, which became Better Values, which became Rite Aid, which became Walgreens. See? Chucky's, that used to be Lehigh.
Yeah.
You talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of different things here. You know, whatever happened to what is it? Joe DiMaggio's Pizza. It was the best damn pizza.
That was good pizza.
I think that was here when we first came back.
That was good pizza. Yeah.
Wow. I hadn't heard that in a long time.
Dave Polino. There's a difference between a smartass and being a dumbass. So
it's a fine line.
It's a fine line. Dave's a smartass. And he said, because he was here yesterday.
Yeah.
And he lives out in the Hamden area. And he goes, I saw no vampires yesterday.
That's what you need. You need to keep a vampire count. Vampire sightings.
A log.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could do that. All right. Anyway, 9:54. We are out of here. John,
it
thank
always
you.
goes so fast. Thank you.
No,
and thanks, Paul, coming in. I think he added a lot.
I'm glad you
morning.
came. I didn't know you were coming today. I didn't see the text message.
I did. I tell you.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I just.
And you have a
I thought
great.
it was going to take longer, but it was like 40 minutes, if that, 35
Yeah.
minutes.
You have a great chair.
How did your test go?
Don't know.
You don't know? It hasn't been graded yet. Okay.
It's going to have to be on a curve.
All right, tomorrow I have no idea who's coming in tomorrow. I don't know. It's usually Rich, but it's Thursday, and I don't know if he's Kathy. What's he doing? I don't know. Oh, David said I didn't see one streetwalker either. Anyway, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow once again right here on SNSN.
Don't just wish for a winning deal, make it dish. It will make it real. Don't just wish, make it dish.
Hey everyone, this is Ellis Dish from Dish Motors. We're back better than ever with our new sales and service center on Route 32 in North Franklin. Everyone says there's nothing better than dealing with the dishes, and